Football season against Florida State in the Lingus College Football Classic at Aviva Stadium in Dublin, Ireland. It marks Georgia Tech's second ever visit to Dublin following a successful visit there to open the 2016 season. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge several of our dignitaries who are in attendance with us today. We begin with Consul General of Ireland in Atlanta, Cuiva Nikrahor. How'd I do? Nailed it? All right, good, good. I think that's why I'm emceeing the press conference. Also, of course, Georgia Tech President Dr. Angel Cabrera is with us as well. Georgia Tech Director of Athletics, Jay Batt. We also have with us Senior Associate Commissioner from the ACC, Michael Strickland, with us. And representing our Georgia Tech football student athletes from Atlanta, Georgia, Clayton Powell-Lee is with us. All right. Clayton, how'd I do on your last name? Good? Okay, perfect. At this time, also, we'd like to acknowledge all those who are with us seated here in the front. We, of course, have Georgia Tech head football coach Brent Key. We have the co-founder of Irish American Events and the Lingus College Football Classic, John Anthony. We have the Irish Minister for Housing, Local Government, and Heritage, Dara OBrien. And we have the Chief Customer Officer for Lingus in the U.S., Bill Byrne. All right, well, at this time, let's welcome to the podium someone who has coached once before in the Lingus College Football Classic. He's about to embark on his first season as head coach of his alma mater. Let's please welcome up Georgia Tech head football coach Brent Key.
Really appreciate this, on behalf of our whole football team, Athletic Association. The players were really fired up. Announcing it today, they were excited, and for the opportunity to go do something different, do something special, and for those guys to be able to go experience something they've never done. And I mean, I didn't even ask how many guys have probably not been on a plane, with the exception of short flights here and there. And then when you look at it from a standpoint of recruiting and being able to talk to guys you're recruiting, that the first game they're going to play is going to be overseas and something they'll remember for the rest of their lives. So it's a great opportunity for that. We're excited. It's exciting for the players and the coaches to be able to experience just a totally different culture. Something that they haven't seen before. But to be able to play, we get so pigeonholed at times to think that sports and the way we play sports and the way we think are just right here, but to be able to see a global reaction to the game of football that we play here, I think is exciting. Like Andy said, I had an opportunity many years ago to play over there in one of the games, and it was something I remember to this day. Still have the souvenirs up on the wall, the keepsake. So really excited for everyone to be able to participate in it and have those same memories moving forward. And and right now is such a special time for Georgia Tech athletics, for Georgia Tech and Georgia Tech athletics, and with what Dr. Cabrera and Jay Batt have done, and the excitement that is everywhere right now, and now to have an opportunity to take this worldwide and take it globally and share that excitement and go to Ireland to be able to play in this football game. There's so many reasons we're thankful for it. It's another opportunity for us to showcase and for the ACC to showcase what kind of conference we are, and to be able to go over there and play an in-conference opponent and to play ACC football and show now the world what ACC football is, and the type of football that we play, that we are one of the most competitive conferences and the best conferences in the entire country when it comes to playing football, and how proud we are to be in the ACC, playing that, and being able to go over there and represent the ACC. So we're really excited about that. It's still a long way away. I know there's a lot of planning and a lot of work, and I know our ops guys down here, and it'll be a lot of work for him to get done, but we've got a season in front of us before we get there, but we are going over there in 2024 to win a football game. That's what we do. We play football games to win football games, and we'll have a great time over there and be able to take a lot of memories home with us. But everyone on the team will understand, and I know as I'm looking at Clayton now, that's our goal, is to go over there and have a great experience and go over there to win a football game. So again, can't thank you guys enough for giving us this opportunity and allowing us to play in the 2024 game to really kick off the season. So it's going to be a fun time. There'll be a lot of preparation leading up to it, and can't wait to see the Georgia Tech family and the Georgia Tech fans and the Georgia Tech community really rally behind this opportunity and meet us all over there in Ireland. So again, thank y'all, and appreciate it. We can't wait. I wish the whole team could be here to tell y'all thanks. So we'll be there ready to go, and go Jackets.
Thank you, Brent. Anybody who was with us at the Aer Lingus College Football Classic in 2016 knew how Georgia Tech fans absolutely swarmed Dublin, and we can't wait to see so much white and gold in the Emerald Isle to open up the 2024 season. Let's now welcome up to the podium the co-founder of Irish American Events and the Aer Lingus College Football Classic, John Anthony.
Thank you, Andy. This is a glorious day, right, as we're moving in a couple days before St. Patrick's Day to be standing here on the Georgia Tech campus celebrating the announcement of Georgia Tech going back to Ireland to play Florida State in the 2024 Aer Lingus Classic, which we also fondly call much more than a game. And we are so passionate about this event and why we call it so much more than a game, because it delivers on so many levels. And I just want to highlight three in particular for you. First and foremost is for the student athletes. Our history tells us, as Coach said, maybe everybody hasn't done a lot of flying. Our history tells us that 75% of the players approximately don't have a passport right now. And so to know that this will be the first international experience that these student athletes ever get to have really is meaningful and impactful. And we know it's the sort of thing, as Coach said, that they're going to be telling their grandkids about someday. So it is really something that we want to thank Coach and thank Jay Batt and the university leadership for recognizing this opportunity and accepting the invitation to make this trip. And if there were any doubts anybody had if they were there this morning when the players were informed, there's no more doubts. It was a great reaction, and you could tell the players are excited. Secondly, this hits on for the Georgia Tech community to be on the global stage, right? So this game will be on that global stage and do things. Think about this, right? You've got a sold-out stadium in Ireland. You've got ticket buyers filling that stadium from 20 different countries, and you're broadcasting back to the U.S. to an audience of 4 million. That's a pretty cool setting, right? That's a pretty great opportunity for Georgia Tech to tell its story, to have your brand, to have your engagement opportunities, and to grow who you are and what you're doing. As a global institution, there's very few things like it that get this opportunity that, quite frankly, don't even cost you money, right? So it's a pretty good, it's a great opportunity for the entire Georgia Tech community. And thirdly, again, as we stand here approaching St. Patrick's Day, much more than a game really further builds the bonds and relationships that tie the United States of America and Ireland together. The two countries that are so important to each other and have such a strong linkage. This is a chance to do that, as 20,000 Americans will cross the pond for this game. They will come back having made new best friends, discovered new cousins that they never knew they had. They will have explored one of the most beautiful islands in the world, and they will forever, Ireland will be in the hearts of all these Americans, and the Americans will be in the hearts of all the Irish. So, as we all know, we're maybe in an increasingly divided world. It's pretty cool and pretty heartening to have something like this that ties people together and in ways that they will never forget and always stay together. So we're very proud that the Aer Lingus Classic is much more than a game and hits on so many levels, as I said, the student athlete, Georgia Tech, and Irish-American relations. And of course, all this doesn't happen without some really special people and partners to get us there. So I just want to give a few thank yous before I step away. First and foremost to the Georgia Tech leadership, Dr. Cabrera and Jay and Coach. Thank you very much. As I said, this will be an opportunity and experience that everybody will greatly appreciate and remember always. We should acknowledge Florida State also for being a willing partner. This was Georgia Tech's move to make, but you got to have a willing dance partner if you're going to go to the ball. So Coach Norvell and Michael Alford there. The ACC represented here by Michael Alford, the Senior Associate Commissioner, and the Commissioner, Jim Phillips, were very instrumental behind the scenes to make this happen. This is an important part of the ACC's growth initiatives that they've got. And then let's cross the waters and acknowledge the great country of Ireland, who's got wonderful representation to hear. The Minister, OBrien, you're going to hear from shortly. Caoimhe, who's been very helpful over the time getting us here today. Our extraordinary partner, Aer Lingus, you're going to hear from Bill Byrne shortly, but they are so helpful in so many ways. Signed up, raised their hand for something that they knew was good for the country of Ireland. They had no idea what it meant to transport football teams and the equipment and everything else, but they have hit everything asked of them and more. So we're really grateful for Aer Lingus. And then other partners like Tourism Ireland. We also have representatives here from Eversheds and from Grant Thornton and Enterprise Ireland, and the Kerry Group. So thank you to all of them. And lastly, before I go, as we stand here right now in Atlanta at almost 3 o'clock, that means it's almost 8 o'clock in Dublin right now, and there's a gathering of our supporters and partners over there who are watching a live stream of this. So we just want to say to them, thank you to our Irish friends, and we look forward to seeing you soon, and sláinte.
As John noted, we are thrilled to have with us today at our press conference the Irish Minister for Housing, Local Government and Heritage. And here to give some remarks, please welcome Dara OBrien.
Thank you very much indeed, and colleagues, it's a real pleasure to be here. And people are probably wondering, he's Minister for Housing, Local Government and Heritage. Well, what is he doing here at the launch of an unbelievable sports event? Well, I'm a sports fanatic. You wouldn't know it maybe by looking for me, but I have in my day. I love to watch it. I don't participate anymore, but the 2016 visit was a visit that's still remembered, Coach. It's still remembered in Dublin, and it was an end to a game, a 17-14 win with a touchdown in the last, I think, 35 seconds. So it was knife edge thing. But people haven't forgotten it. Haven't forgotten the entourage, the bands, the build up to it. It's a wonderful stadium, the Aviva Stadium. I go to it on a regular basis to watch soccer and to watch our Irish rugby team, who are on the cusp of doing something special this weekend as well. And for me, we've had a really great week so far in Georgia, particularly here in Atlanta. And I want to thank Caoimhe Cruther here, our Consul General, and our team, and Emer and everyone who've done such a magnificent job. And this week has actually shown us, not that we needed to be, but the links between the southeast region here, between Georgia and Ireland, are very, very strong. People always look towards the northeast, or used to look towards the northeast of this great country, and look at New York and look at Chicago and look at Boston and see them as Irish cities. But you come here to Georgia, and John Anthony mentioned there that, many of your team will go to Dublin and they'll find cousins that they never had. I found a lot of cousins in Georgia here this week that I never knew I had as well, because there's about 9% of the population here trace their lineage back to Ireland. There's a real sense of camaraderie and friendship, and people get on really well. There's really good business being done. Very, very good trade links. Ireland's actually the 8th biggest investor in Georgia in FDI, the 9th biggest in the US, and that's reciprocated from companies here in Georgia, investing in Ireland, employing people. Irish companies employ about 7,000 people here. But I know, as the coach said, it's more than a game, and it is, because sport transcends many things, and sport brings people together. And there is a real interest in Ireland in American football. And I know here that we have our own Dave Shanahan, who I'd met earlier in the week, kicker as well, we're very proud of him. No pressure, Coach, I'm just saying we are. And your job, you're a coach, and we are very proud of him. And to meet Clayton as well today, it's great to meet you. You will really enjoy it, and I know it's a competitive game. This will be an important game against Florida State next year, and you'll go at it, and the Jackets will go at it to win it, and I know that. But I can tell you there's many people in Georgia. I met your mayor yesterday. I had a great meeting with Mayor Dickens, and he's a big supporter. And I kind of, because he was mayor and first citizen, I did whisper to him the news, if that's okay, but I told him not to tell anyone, and he didn't. But I know he was absolutely super excited about the prospect of Georgia Tech coming to Ireland. I want to commend John, Anthony and Brendan me. And Brendan I spoke to before I left Dublin. And we had a good conversation with him. I know the amount of work that's gone on in putting this together, but we did need willing partners, and Georgia Tech again to step up and offer that. And it's a big undertaking. It's a big logistical undertaking with the teams that you have. And I know I spoke to Jay earlier on as well, and your whole sports department here as well. And we'll be there to support you as you're planning right the way through. And we will do that. To Aer Lingus, to Bill Byrne and the association that Aer Lingus have with this wonderful event. I can tell you next year, I think we'd 40,000 at the last game. This will be packed out. It'll be a sellout game. I think the last game, about 1.2 million people watch it on TV. It'll be a lot more than that, I think. And I know that back in Ireland, this announcement will be greeted with much excitement, and people will welcome it greatly. To President Cabrera and to your team, here, I want to thank you for the leadership that you've shown and the assistance and support that you've given here to make sure that this game happens. And it's becoming a near annual event now in Ireland. But to have Georgia Tech back and to have the Yellowjackets back with your fans, because your fans left a lasting impression in the city of Dublin. I say that as a Dub. There, many of them not forgotten. I don't think some of them haven't come back yet. So might be one or two. But they had a great time. And you're going to have a wonderful time next year. And I look with pleasure of hosting many of you. I know from all the state apparatus here. The last time the mayor, the governor, many others came as part of a delegation to enjoy the sport, but again to use that opportunity of Georgia on the move to be able to come back and meet with friends and further business ties and further social ties and community ties that are there. So look, it's really wonderful. We've had a fantastic week so far in Atlanta. We're going into Savannah tomorrow for apparently a small parade there on Friday, so I'm told. But the week here has been exceptional, and this for our trip to Atlanta and our visit to Atlanta is really something that I won't forget either, being here in the Bobby Dodd Stadium. I'm delighted my daughter and my wife are here with me as well. It's one of the few engagements they came to this week, because they wouldn't have missed this one, and they're so excited about it too. So thank you so much for the invitation to be here with you in this wonderful announcement, and really looking forward to seeing you all in Dublin next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dara. Again, this event would not be possible without a terrific partner in Aer Lingus. And let's please welcome up at this time the Chief Customer Officer for Aer Lingus in the United States, Bill Byrne.
Thanks, Andy. If you guys can't tell from my accent, I'm not from Ireland. I was born in the U.S. It's a Chicago accent, so apologies for that. Although I am Irish, I just don't have the accent. We're thrilled to be part of this game and this series, and really to be associated with such a great U.S. university, really a world university at Georgia Tech. We're very proud of it. And as the minister says, your history in Dublin is renowned. Nobody was arrested, I don't think, at least the last time I was told. But we're really looking forward to hosting you again. And Clayton, just so you can coach, and Clayton, just so you know, we do have experience carrying teams. We charter the Irish rugby team, which is currently ranked #1 in the world and is playing Saturday in Dublin for the Six Nations Championship. And if anybody has not taken a long-haul flight before, my very first flight was on Aer Lingus to go back to see my grandparents and cousins and aunts, and they looked after me very well. What we do is fly to Ireland. So we fly 18 flights a day from 13 U.S. cities with state-of-the-art aircraft, and we do it very well. We have award-winning service and flight attendants who are second to none. So if you're not familiar with our product, the teams will be, but I encourage you to be as well. You will not have experienced anything like it. This is what we do. We fly to Ireland. And we've done it for 60 years in the U.S., and we're very proud of it. We're going to be very proud to carry the Georgia Tech Yellowjackets, and I plan to be there and watch the game so I can cheer the Yellowjackets on to victory in 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill, and thank you once again, everybody, for coming today. If you're with the media and would like to speak with any of our representatives here in front, you're welcome to do so. There are going to be some pictures that we'll have to take immediately after the press conference, but you're welcome to come up after that. And again, we cannot wait to see you again, August 24th, 2024 in Dublin, Ireland, and Tome's Leather in the Emerald Isle. Go Jackets, everyone. Have a great afternoon.